Greetings, everyone. Daquan Lawrence here with the Miss Anya James at the United Nations Geneva office, and I am interviewing her about her experience at the United Nations Permanent Forum for People of African Descent. So first of all, Ms. James, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
So what brings you here to the conference?
What brings me here? Really great question, actually. Wanted to learn more and find out what's happening around the world in relation to the human rights for people of African descent, and see what I can bring back in terms of learnings from other countries to really support the work that I'm doing back in the UK.
Interesting and very important. So since you mentioned that work, can you shed a little light about the work that you do in the UK?
Okay, so I've got kind of two streams, or maybe three streams of work. So my day job is I work for the UK government and I oversee education for a local authority. So 14 to 19 education, careers and progression. In the borough in which I work in, which is Hackney, we have said that we want to be leading in the UK for anti-racist strategy and anti-racist movement, decolonising the curriculum within schools, ensuring that there is safeguarding for all black people and children in our borough, that all have equal access to education, choice, opportunity and inclusion. And then my other stream of work is my personal business, which is the Brown Skin Girls Network. So we are a platform designed to elevate and support black women into positions of senior leadership and entrepreneurship.
So once again, as I mentioned, very pivotal work. Thank you for doing all of that. Last question I have for you. For the youth out there that are watching or who are not exactly aware of what human rights is or institutions that work to advance human rights, why is it important for youth to pay attention to human rights, especially black youth?
Okay, why is it? Our human rights are everything. If you do not have rights as a human, and if your human rights are not protected, you're not going to live a life which is fulfilled, respected, equitable. The struggle that we as black people undergo, a lot of it is because our human rights are not protected, and this is where equity fails. And if we are thinking about human rights, we are all humans, and black people should be afforded the same human rights as every other culture, race or creed, and therefore it shouldn't even be a fight to even be able to access this. But unfortunately we have to, so that we can prevent a lot of the horrific actions that are taking place against black people, whether it is brutality from the police, whether it is to do with climate change, because climate change affects people of African descent more than any other group. If it is to do with career progression, if it is to do with education, if it's to do with maternity health. For example, in the UK, black women, and I'm sure this is the same across the world, do not receive the same treatment when it comes to their maternal health as their counterparts, white counterparts or any other culture. And there's so many black women dying who are pregnant. When we look at the educational statistics, young black people have a harder time within education, and this then negatively impacts their life for the rest of their life. So human rights are essential and core to all of us.
Thank you once again, Ms. James. And I'd be remiss if I did not say anything that affects the black woman also affects the black family. So we need to recognize that. And once again, thank you for all the work that you do.
My pleasure. How was that?